In this video, we're gonna take a look at the entire city of Scottsdale, and I'm gonna break it down into 5 key areas so you can understand whether or not it might be a good fit for you. So stay tuned. What's up everybody, it's Greg Corbett with the AZ Lifestyle Group right here in Phoenix, Arizona. If this is your first time to this channel and you're looking to find out everything you need to know about what it's like living in and or moving to the Phoenix metro area, including everything you need to know about moving to Scottsdale, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you can be notified whenever we post a new video. We are helping people from all over when it comes to finding the best places and neighborhoods to live here, and we absolutely love it. So if you're even thinking about making a move and you need any assistance whatsoever, give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, however you want to get a hold of us. We got your back when it comes to moving to the Phoenix metro. Alright, so for anyone interested in living in and or moving to Scottsdale, there's going to be a lot of key information you need to know to guide you in the right direction. And number 1, find out if it makes sense. And number 2, if it does make sense, then try to determine what area or areas might be best for you. Scottsdale covers a large amount of space, and every single area is going to give you a little bit different lifestyle. So we want to show you those differences and try to help you understand why certain areas might be more affordable versus more expensive, and all the other pros and cons that go along with that. So first off, let's bring up a map of Scottsdale, show you how it all lays out, and then we're gonna break it down into 5 areas that I feel are distinctly different. And make sure to stick around to the end so I can give you one more bonus area that you need to know about that might be a little bit more cost effective than the rest. So with that, let's get into the 5 areas that we're gonna be covering. Number 1, South Scottsdale. Number 2, Old Town. Number 3, Central Scottsdale. Number 4, North Scottsdale. And number 5, I'm just gonna call Far North Scottsdale or Way North Scottsdale, whatever sounds better to you. And within each section, we're gonna give you an idea of what each area looks like, a few pros and cons, and then we're gonna kind of get into some of the homes you might expect to see and what you might budget for. So let's jump into our first area, which is South Scottsdale. Now, when I'm talking about South Scottsdale, I'm mainly referring to the zip code of 85257, which basically covers the area from Thomas to McKellips and 56th Street over to the Loop 101 freeway. This area is definitely the oldest part of Scottsdale and doesn't have some of the higher end neighborhoods that people tend to associate Scottsdale with. But it does offer a prime location if you're looking to be in a central spot, have easy access to freeways, be in close proximity to popular shopping and dining hotspots, and also have easy access to places like the Phoenix Zoo, the Desert Botanical Garden, Tempe Town Lake, and Arizona State University, which are all within a 10-minute drive. From an affordability perspective, if we look at the last 90 days, the average price point is going to be right around $500,000, and your average price per square foot is going to be somewhere around $284. And if we do the math on that, you're probably looking at a 3-bed, 2-bath home, probably built in the 60s and 70s, somewhere in the 1,500 to 1,800 square foot range, and hopefully has a few interior updates. On the con side, the homes you find tend to be a little bit older with maybe some interior finish improvements, and maybe some that have been completely renovated and redesigned. But for the most part, this area is not going to be too fancy for what a lot of people envision when they think of Scottsdale. Overall though, there are plenty of pros to look at, and I wouldn't overlook it if it checks a lot of your boxes and fits most of your needs. Next up, let's head a little bit north to the zip code of 85251 and focus on our next area, which is Old Town. So when we think about Old Town, it's probably the most iconic area when we think about Scottsdale. And there are so many things to think about when you go down the list. Shopping, dining, nightlife, scenery, events, you name it, Old Town has it. And when it comes to finding a home, there's a pretty diverse range of neighborhoods as well. I'd say the majority of the area is actually going to give you a similar feel to what you might find in South Scottsdale. But within the zip code, you also have some of the most desirable high-end condo complexes, along with the Scottsdale side of Arcadia proper, which might be the most exclusive and highly desired neighborhood in the state. So if we factor all of that in and we look at the affordability side, again, looking at the last 90 days, our average price point jumps up to close to $1 million, with an average price per square foot of $418. Now that number could be way high or way low depending on the neighborhood you're targeting, but overall, be prepared for a much higher price jump if you want to be where the action is. All right, real quick guys, as we go through this, if you're finding this helpful or informative at all, please consider hitting that like button for us. It is truly helpful for knowing if we're putting out the right content. It's helpful for the channel. We truly appreciate it. If you've already done so, thank you so much. All right, moving along to area number 3 on our list, which is Central Scottsdale. So now we're gonna jump into some of the larger portions of Scottsdale that include multiple zip codes. But I keep these neighborhoods grouped together because I think they share a lot of similarities. So if we go back to the map, my definition of Central Scottsdale is going to include the area of Chaparral, up north to Shea Boulevard, and Scottsdale Road all the way over to 136th Street for the neighborhoods that lie east of the 101. So basically the zip codes of 85250, 85258, and the southern part of 85259. And when it comes to location, neighborhood, and homes, pound for pound, this might be the best area in all of Scottsdale. Some of the top-end neighborhoods in Central include places like Gainey Ranch, McCormick Ranch, and Scottsdale Ranch, along with a ton of other beautiful pocket communities that all have so many benefits and privileges to give you the lifestyle you're truly looking for when you're thinking about living in Scottsdale. From an entertainment, shopping, and dining perspective, you really have the best access to everything. Whether it's Old Town, Kierland, Scottsdale Quarter, Talking Stick, Top Golf, I mean, you really are close to some of the best things Scottsdale has to offer. And then you add the walkability factor, especially in neighborhoods like McCormick Ranch, where you can just walk right down the street, go grab a coffee at a place like Lucy's, maybe grab happy hour at the Big. There are so many little cool pocket neighborhoods and places like that all around. When it comes to affordability, the average price point is probably going to be somewhere in the $900K range, but you do have options starting in the 500s and will definitely go up into the multi-million-dollar price point. Outside of that, it's hard to find too many negatives, so we definitely think that Central Scottsdale is one of the best places you can choose to live. All right, moving on up to area number 4, which is North Scottsdale. Around here, North Scottsdale has a lot of different meanings depending on who you talk to, which is understandable because it is a pretty large area. But for our purposes today, we're gonna consider North Scottsdale as Shea all the way up to Pinnacle Peak and Scottsdale Road over to 136th Street. So when I think of this area of North Scottsdale and go through all of the communities that are within it, we are definitely hitting some of the top ranked and highly exclusive neighborhoods. Areas that tend to be top of mind are places like Silverleaf, Greyhawk, DC Ranch, Oncala, McDowell Mountain Ranch, just to name a few, and there are plenty of other communities mixed in with those as well. But thinking about this area of North Scottsdale specifically, this is where you're gonna find a lot of the newer built communities, say within the last 20 years or so. And when you tour these areas, it's gonna have a different look and feel to it. As an example, check out the tour we did of Silverleaf to give you a preview. I'll leave you the link right here if you need it. You're a little further out, closer to the desert, closer to the mountain preserve, and overall, it's just a different lifestyle. Not only that, but you're probably gonna have some ridiculous views all around you. Not only of the desert and the mountain preserve, but also a lot of the city views since you kind of sit elevated above the rest of the metro area. And if you're still looking to be close to some of the best shopping, dining, and entertainment, North Scottsdale does have you covered there as well with access to Kierland, Market Street at DC Ranch, Scottsdale Promenade, and a wide range of other options all throughout the area. And on top of that, if you like being a part of some of the best events we have to offer, then you've got the Waste Management Open, Barrett-Jackson, and a ton of art and food festivals throughout the year right in your backyard. So with all that, let's talk affordability. And like we've seen both in Central and Old Town, the average price point is probably going to be pushing about $1 million. And if you're looking to get into the best of the best in places like Silverleaf, you're probably going to be into the 8-figure price points in places like that. But overall, North Scottsdale has a ton of great options with a lot of positives, so definitely a great place to call home there as well. All right, moving on up to area number 5. We'll call it further North Scottsdale, way North Scottsdale, North Scottsdale. Again, whatever you want to call it. But I like to separate the two because there is a lot of area to cover, and I think each one has a different type of buyer. So let's get back to the map again, and the area we're going to look at now is basically Pinnacle Peak all the way up to Cave Creek Road, and then from Scottsdale Road again to 136th Street, and then you throw the community of Desert Mountain as kind of the cherry on top. So what does that cover? Some of the better known communities include places like Troon, Troon North, Terra Vita, Desert Highlands, Pinnacle Peak, and a long list of similar communities that are all great for a number of reasons. But when we look at this area as a whole, I tend to find a few key differences to the southern part of North Scottsdale that we just covered. On the positive side, the further north you go, obviously the less traffic you're gonna have. It's much quieter, there's more open space, and because of the slight elevation change, even your temperatures are gonna be a little bit lower. On the negative side, if you're gonna be driving in and out of some of the more central areas of Scottsdale or Phoenix, then you're gonna expect a little bit more of a drive time or commute. Now, some people have no problem with that, others want nothing to do with it, so it's really something that you're gonna have to weigh out on your own. But if you happen to fall in love with a certain home or community, I'm sure you can make it work somehow. As far as affordability up here, prices are probably going to escalate even higher, mostly due to the sheer size of homes that you will see on average. And again, the further north you go, the less traffic you have and potentially the better views, so that tends to be a factor when it comes to pricing as well. All right, so we've gone through the 5 areas of Scottsdale that you guys should compare and consider. All of them are great areas and every single one of them has a lot to offer, but as I promised, there is one other area that I wanted to cover, so let's look at that one as well. And that area is the zip code of 85254, which when you look around online, you might see coined as the magic zip code. So first off, where is it and why is it magic? So let's bring the map back up again, and if we look at 85254, you're gonna see that it covers the area of Shea all the way up to Bell Road and Tatum all the way over to Scottsdale Road. So just on the north side of Paradise Valley and sitting west of North Scottsdale. And why do people call it the magic zip code? Well, it's primarily because the majority of the area actually sits within Phoenix city limits, even though it has a Scottsdale address. And why does that matter? Because technically being in Phoenix, it's gonna give you a lower tax rate, lower utility costs, and probably gonna be a little bit more flexible when it comes to zoning and building. Now, is 85254 a better area overall than the rest of Scottsdale? Probably not, but there are a lot of benefits and opportunities in that zip code, and I would keep it on your radar if you want to stay inside the 101 and maybe have a little bit closer access to some of the Scottsdale hotspots. All right, hopefully that was helpful for you guys. If you haven't already done so, make sure to check out some of our other videos regarding Scottsdale or any other areas you might be interested in the Phoenix metro area. And as always, we are helping people from all over when it comes to finding the best places and neighborhoods to live here, and we absolutely love it. So if you're even thinking about making a move and you need any assistance whatsoever, give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, however you want to get a hold of us. We got your back when it comes to moving to the Phoenix metro. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will catch you on the next video.